Talking about Kill Team again. What can I say? I love this game. And another underappreciated aspect for Kill Team is the sheer kit bashing opportunities that come from it. For those who don't know, kit bashing is when you use bits and pieces from different models to make your own custom guy. Most of the time for Warhammer 40k, it is done for character models to give them more personality. Like this Tech Priest engine seer I made. People with a lot more skill and time try to kit bash whole armies of models. Like making a Grot Imperial Guard army, or as seen in 40k in 40 minutes, an Orc Star Wars army, or a Skaven Votan army. These army kit bashes are both really cool, but also so difficult. With it being a large time investment, if this new idea of yours doesn't turn out right, it'll be really discouraging. This is where Kill Team comes in. The prospect of making a whole custom kitbashed kill team is a whole lot easier than making a custom kitbashed 40k army. Hello everyone, this is Old Mountain Games, and well, you guessed it, we are talking about kitbashed kill teams, or specifically, my first experience making a custom kitbashed kill team. I'm going to first talk about what led me into attempting my first kitbashed kill team, then how I made it, and then finally, give some thoughts on the experience, like what I learned, what I'd like to do better, and some stuff like that. Now, my story starts when I was, like any other good Warhammer player does, doom scrolling eBay. Nah. Too pricey. With a bid only at $15 ending in 30 minutes, it's perfect. I mean, do I know anything about the Kaldor gang? No. Do I know anything about Necromunda? Not really. Do I love these models? Not particularly. But did I bid at the last second and get it for $20? Oh, absolutely. After the excitement of the bidding war ended, I was left with just one thought. Wait, what am I going to do with these guys? Pretty quickly, I came to the conclusion that I should be making a kitbashed kill team with these 10 models. I got this idea from custom-made kill teams I've seen on Instagram before. But the real question was, what kill team should I make? I have a lot of Skitarii bits, so I could make a Skitarii kill team, but I already have a Hunterclade kill team. Death Corps of Crete could work, but with only 10 guys it'd be incomplete. Ecclesiarchy also could work, but with the pieces I currently have, it'd be pretty stretching it. But then I saw it. The Khazarkin. That could work. Yeah. And I'll use my AdMech bits to make them look more like a post-apocalyptic AdMech force.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Thus began the game of looking at the pieces I had and thinking, how do I make this all work? My pile of random bits was a little bit on the smaller side at the time, so I was definitely going to have to stretch what my bits could be. At the time, I had some leftover bits from a box of Skitarii, Sicarians, Cataphrons, and a couple of random sprues I got from eBay. I also just started using green stuff, so I was looking forward to using some of that as well. I started out with the easier guys. Stuff like the Box Trooper was pretty easy because of the leftover Skitarii bits I had. Just had to change the head, throw on a Skitarii backpack, and then get it a microphone device. Bing bang boom, done. The basic Khazarkin Trooper was also just as easy. Skitarii head, backpack, but to make it more special, I tried to make a custom shoulder pad out of green stuff. Next was the gunner with the melta-gun as well as the sharpshooter. For the melta-gunner, I got lucky and had a melta-gun from what I believe was a Sisters of Battle's Battle Sister squad, but I also gave him a custom green shoulder pad because why not? For the sniper, I thought about it, and a basic Skitarii Ranger rifle could work as a sniper rifle for any other faction, so I went with that and used green stuff to give him a small little cloak. Now getting a little more difficult was the Recon Trooper, Demo Trooper, and Combat Medic. For the Recon, it took some time figuring out what would act as the Auspex, but I decided upon the little screen that comes from the Sicarian box and attached it from the Skitarii backpack so he can look at it while pointing at some guys he's marking, and then used the claw hands from the Sicarian box on his right arm to hold his gun. The Demo Trooper, I used some green stuff to make more armor padding and used the Sicarian call-up to have him hold the explosive that, to be honest, I don't really know what it's from. So if anyone could tell me, honestly, I think that's pretty interesting. Next was the Medic, and to be honest, it was a bit of a head scratcher, and even now, I'm not quite sure if it looks like a medic, but I still like it. I I used a robot arm from the Catafron box and was originally planning on putting it on the right arm, but only after I cut off the arm, I realized it wouldn't quite fit right. So I attached it to his backpack instead, and now he's just missing an arm now. Sorry about that. I then used the top part of the Catafron grav gun and attached it to the robot arm, and then used some tentacle things I made with green stuff to attach to the grav gun. And my concept was that it was gonna be a bunch of like tentacle arms that would like patch up his allies, but I don't know if it quite looks like that. It still looks cool though, so I like him. But now, I've saved my favorite models for last. And not to toot my own horn, but root-a-toot-toot, I think they are the most successful applications of my creativity with the pieces that I have. We will go with the Kazakin Sergeant first, because it's a little less creative to it. But when I got the Kaldor box, I really wanted to use that big axe thing the leader had. And thinking about it, if I just use my hobby knife to whittle down all those nails on the blade, I could turn into a power axe for the Sergeant. I also got lucky from what I think is from a Chaos Space Marine kit and got a plasma pistol. The backpack was a Sicarian backpack this time because he's the leader and he needs special treatment. Also because I ran out of Skitarii backpacks. Then for the icing on the cake, I used the AdMech decal on the weapon to have it act as like a banner for my kill team. And man, I really like his design. He's got so much personality. He looks like a beat up leader doing his best to have his ally survive in a war-torn world. But he is only my second favorite model because my real favorite is the Plasma Gunner. So with the Plasma Gunner, I ran into two issues. First, I was out of backpacks. Second, the only plasma things I had was a massive plasma gun for Catafron, which was way too big to be plausibly wielded, and a tiny plasma gun from what, once again, I think is a Battle Sister Squad kit. As I was thinking about how to solve the issue, I thought of a different sci-fi universe, Star Wars, and thought about Chewbacca's gun, and realized I could do something like that for my gunner. So what I did was I took the plasma part of the Sister of Battle and shaped it to fit on the Kaldor crossbow, which looked pretty good, but was clearly still missing something. The backpack. What could I do for the backpack? I'm just gonna strap the Catafron plasma gun on the back and call it good. And you know what? It looked pretty good, but was still missing something. So I made a tube out of green stuff and connected from the gun to the backpack. And you know what? It looked pretty dang good. And man, looking at all of my guys, I'm thinking I can't believe they all turned out pretty dang good. Especially considering how I was kind of making it up as I went. Yeah, all 9 of them. So great. Oh yeah, there's this guy. After my success with the first crossbow, I might have flown a little bit close to the sun. I wanted to use the other crossbow in the kit for my last gunner wielding a grenade launcher. Unfortunately, the pose for my last guy didn't really work well with the massive bow, so I thought I could cut off his legs, re-glue them in a kneeling position to change how he held the gun, which didn't look bad, but looked a little awkward. Same with the backpack. What looked really cool with my plasma gunner just looked a little off for this guy. I mean, he's definitely not bad, but he's a little bit of the bad apple in the group. But who am I kidding? I still love you. Flaws and all, I have so much pride in these guys, because they're mine. I learned quite a bit in this process on not only how to kit bash, but how to use green stuff, and how to just be creative. My affection for this kill team is unique to all the others because of how customized it feels. There's no other kill team in the world just like it, and that makes me happy. I think the biggest tip I could give myself is just to probably make an actual plan before I hop into it. But even so, I'm just so happy with how it all turned out. And I love looking at other people's custom Kitbashed Kill Teams. I love seeing what they use to make what. And admittedly, I understand that mine aren't the best, but that doesn't matter. And I don't think that should matter. Either way, thank you all for listening and listening to my story. If you guys have any comments, please send them in the comments, obviously. And if you want to like, then like and, do all that stuff. Either way, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a nice day. Bye bye.